Hello, Springford, and welcome to the PIAA State Wrestling Dual Meet Championships. This preliminary round action tonight with our own Springford Rams as they host the Dallastown Wildcats. Springford came in at third place in the most recent District 1 wrestling tournament, beating a very, very good Westchester Henderson team, 30-29, after coming right back after beating Central Bucks East 31-30. Two really, really good matches there. Dallastown comes in placing fourth in the always heavily contested District 3, and we are in for a treat. I'm Chad Strickler along with Joy Needles. Joy, anything you want to talk about as far as Dallastown and Springford?
It's going to be a tight one tonight between Dallastown and Springford. Dallastown's record's 18-3. We'll see some close matches here at 152. Springford's record's 15-4.
And yeah, looking through this, Joy, you see a lot of really good records on both sides. I think you're going to see a little bit more consistency, match in, match out, for what Springford's going to bring to the table and bring to the mat tonight. But for Dallastown, there's a couple guys, and we'll talk about as the night goes, but they've got a couple heavy hitters. And I think there's going to be a couple swing matches tonight, 120, 126, 152. Some of the upper weights, I know Dallastown brings it up top there. I think sometimes, if there's ever a match of points and not giving up what we call extra points, I think that's what it matters. Joy, do you want to talk a little bit about the team scoring from a decision to a major decision?
So a pin is, clearly the objective of our wrestlers tonight. A pin would equal 6 points. Major decision would be 8 points. Rewind there. Tech fall would earn the team 5 team points. A
technical fall. The technical fall is with 15 points, right, Joy?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then major decision, more than 8 point difference would earn the team 14 points, and then a decision would be 3. So we're hoping that some of our kids can pull out some bonus points tonight and get us to where we need to be.
And then off of what Joy was talking about in regards to how close it is, you're talking about a Springford team that placed third. And their last 2 matches, they won by 1 point each. So, when you're in that third period, and as we go through tonight, sometimes going out there and not getting pinned, sometimes, especially maybe a younger wrestler, they'll do some maneuvering tonight. Both teams have great coaching staffs. Both teams, this day and age on the internet and with everything else, it's easy scouting, compared to the old days where you had paper clippings and cut newspapers you had to cut out. But these two teams are really ready to roll tonight. Both had exhausting weekends. I know Springford, kind of sometimes a little bit of a mental letdown. In Dallastown coming off a hard weekend. But you know what? Both teams are in the same boat. Not only that, Springford at least gets to stay home. We're now going to do the pregame ritual of Mr. Schaefer announcing the matches. So we're just going to let Coach Schaefer do the announcing for us right now.
Can you hear me? I know, Mike. I can hear you.
Wrestling 138. for Dallastown, either Owen Bricker or Blake Stanley. Matt Hoffner. At 145 for Dallastown, Evan Baldwin. For Ryan Lepore. And at 152 for Dallastown, Katie Dobbins. For Springport, Anthony Attilio. 160 for Dallastown, either Ashton Diller or Robert Hedgecliffe. For Springport, Drew Dyer. At 172 for Dallastown, Isaiah Freeney. For Springport, Ryan Horvath. Rushing at 189 for Dallastown, Michael Klinger or Ben Musa. For Springport, Kyle Houston. At 215 for Dallastown, either Michael Klinger or Ben Musa. For Springport, Dan Borzillo. And at 285 for Dallastown, Hunter Biskin or Jonathan Rouge. For Springport, John Caputa. Ladies and gentlemen, will everyone please rise? And gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare above bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
No, that bird was on beat and I didn't mean the bird. Sunday you were reading. No, we were starting to
You have to send out on odd or even matches. Feel they want to send out or they want to send out.
Starting weight class 113.
The boys look disappointed. I don't think the coin flip went their way. But we're starting off tonight at 113, sending out Cole Smith. Cole Smith's a junior this year with a record of 21-2. And looks like he's going to accept a forfeit this evening. So Dallastown has sent out Damian Key. The fans are calling him DJ.
Now wrestling 120 for Dallastown, Damian Key. For Springfield, Dom Ortlip.
And Springford has sent out Dom Ortlip.
Two evenly matched wrestlers and two matches here, the 120 and 126 pound weight class. Two real swing matches here coming up early to set the tone here for the night. See Dom coming in here, wrestling on that one knee, kind of helping to kind of block, getting some motion going here on Damian. Both kind of feeling each other out, working for that inside position, inside tie. Dom with a nice single sweep there, continues to elevate it up. Nice job there. Damien showing off some good balance. Dom trying to run the pipe, not quite getting it. Really has to try to elevate it. Damien getting that, has that whizzer in tight, hoping for a stalemate. Dom's going to want to continue to move here to progress. Usually a ref's not going to call a stalemate in this situation, but they're really spending a lot of time up top. A little bad position, nice position there for Dom. Trying to get that sweep in there. Nice job there by Dom being nice and patient, getting that 2 points. Hugging those hips in tight, working themselves out of bounds.
So Damien's a junior this year with a 22-10 record. As Chad said, they are pretty equally matched. Dom's a senior with a 20-9 record. Dom's a 2-time state qualifier. I know he's got big goals of heading back to personal states again this year.
Dom with kind of a close eye. You're allowed 2 cautions. Dom almost used both of them up right there. Nice short stack. Got to be a little careful there with those hips. Not quite tight enough there for Dom. Maybe needs to sit it a little tighter on that hips, elevate it. Notice that right leg's elevating up. Not very tight with that bar again. Nice snap back there by Dom. Really getting some nice points. We got some set time here. This is where big points start to come in. 8 seconds left.
And there's the pin for Dom.
Wow, what a nice
6
job by
points
Dom
for
there. Great
Springboard.
job.
That was big. Every point's going to matter here, Chad. I know you said that there were a couple swing matches, and that certainly was one of them. Springford's definitely got a little momentum in their favor. See if Quinn Smith can follow up here with another pin.
Zach coming in with a really good record here. And Quinn, you know, becoming pretty much one of the pillars of the Springford wrestling team this year. That torch passed on to him and a few other guys we'll talk about as the night progresses.
So Zach Luckenberg is a senior at Dallastown with a 27-4 record. He's a 2-time regional qualifier. Last year he placed 4th. Quinn's a junior with a 30-4 record. He's currently ranked 3rd in District 1. Picking up his first set of points there.
Yeah, really nice shot there by Quinn, that single leg. Good to see Springford coming out really, really aggressive here. You know, I know they didn't get the coin flip quite their way, but sometimes momentum can really start to build, and you're seeing this right now. You're seeing, you know, between Dom as a, you know, four-time starter here for Springford, and now Quinn really kind of setting the tone. Luke uses that leverage. He's really got that low center of gravity, you could tell. Did a nice job with that stand-up. Excuse me, Zach. Quinn with the early advantage. Oh, now you got a nice high crotch there. Really got a nice job sweeping by. Quinn's going to have to fight. Nice job there by Quinn, getting that leg outside of the legs. Getting those heavy hips in with that whizzer. Down to 13 seconds. At this point, really hoping that we can get a stalemate in this. You can see the ref starting to count that down. And a stalemate's where no wrestler has an advantage, and they, you know, stay in that position. And usually at the end of the period, a ref will let that go a few more seconds instead of just, you know, getting neutral with 2 seconds left.
So second period, Quinn chooses down.
See Quinn keeping those wrists out there, not to get trapped. Zach covering around the back, looking for an inside leg trip. Nice job there of getting himself out, putting pressure back in there, getting back to work. Both guys had really good shots in this first period, so this match looks like it's going to be won or lost on the neutral position. Quinn continued to be the aggressor there. Not quite in his territory zone, so to speak, when he's taking these shots. A little out. He's got to be a little careful with that. Set that, gave that angle up there. In that position again that they were at the end of the first period where there was no score. Zach, nice job there elevating it. Quinn continuing to fight. Keeping heavy pressure on that area right there, not allowing him to turn. You can see Zach now hooking that leg. That's not a good sign there for Quinn. Quinn hoping for a stalemate, but Zach's continuing to improve enough that the ref's going to let it go. Nice job there. Nice job there by Quinn. That's 2 times there. Zach was able to get in really deep, and Quinn was able to fight that off.
He looks pretty comfortable in that position. What's the objective, other than being heavy on the head? What does Quinn need to do to get out of that?
He's going to have to be careful, not giving. He's creating kind of short angles right now that Zach's able to kind of get in there deep. He's going to do a little bit more from a better head position, arms and elbows. He's kind of, Zach's able to kind of get past that line of defense and get on that leg pretty quickly. And it's hard. I mean, Zach's you can tell how quick he is. And it takes quick reaction. But he's getting a little, I don't want to say full, but I guess some coaches call it, they're getting that foot in that bucket there, and as soon as Zach sees that, that's what he's shooting on.
Quinn leads the third period 3-1 here. Hoping to turn Zach, get a couple backs.
Nice job there by Quinn. Quinn is a tough rider. I know it's going to be tough to turn Zach here, but he's doing a nice job of keeping pressure on him, trying to pull back that wrist right now. When you keep those wrists in there nice and tight and breaking you off your base, that's a good thing. Really sucking in with those hips and tight waist there. Nice job of kind of getting around on that.
It was a nice ride. Was able to eliminate about 55 seconds off the clock there. In college, he would have been earning riding time, where a wrestler is able to earn an extra point for spending at least a minute on top.
This is where Quinn's got to be a little careful. He doesn't necessarily want to take a bad shot. He knows Zach's going to have to shoot. This is where Zach's going to want to continue to work into him. Without, he doesn't have a stall call at this point with 30 seconds left, so he does have something in his hip pocket. Zach working, Zach's doing a nice job with head pressure and motion there, really kind of catching Quinn out of position momentarily, but Quinn's a really good wrestler himself. He's able to reset himself down to 10 seconds. At this point, Quinn can do a little defensive back drills.
Cool,
circling
calm,
a little
and
bit with
collected.
it. Nice job there by Quinn. What a big match there.
It's a big win for Quinn.
And you could tell with big matches like this, Joy, when you get that, you're able to get that first takedown, and you know that both wrestlers are so good that you're not going to be able to score on them. That just tends to set the tone for the next six minutes, and you could tell it kept Zach kind of pushing a little bit, and he didn't feel quite comfortable after Quinn was able to get that initial takedown.
So 132, we have Anthony Carulli, a senior with a record of 24-7. Wrestling against Springford's Stephen DeAngelo, who's a junior with a record of 9-18. It's nice to see Steven break his way into the starting lineup here. He took last year off. And I know that he's been a major asset for the team this year.
It looks like we're still at no score. I tend to agree with the Dallastown faithful right underneath us here. That was 2 points. But I'm not going to complain. So we still have a 0-0 score. And as you said, yeah, Steven kind of back in action is really good for him. I know his dad's happy about that. He's wrestled a lot of good kids. His record doesn't quite indicate it, but he's really showing improvements as the year goes. And this has really just been a buzzsaw year. Look at a lot of the box scores, and he's getting one of the, if not the best wrestler every time he wrestles. So he's definitely coming on.
Started the season at 138, dropping down to 132. He's got a younger brother that wrestles. His dad was a wrestler here at Springford. Dad was actively involved in the youth program for a number of years.
And it looks like they did award that takedown, which was the right thing to do. I guess it might have been just a technical issue. So we've got a 2-1 lead here for Anthony. And how does a Joy, how, watching wrestling, watching your son, when you're in a big match like this and you're a senior, as Anthony is here for Dallastown, does that just help calm the nerves a little bit?
I don't know how it feels to be a wrestler. I think that the nerves can work in their favor, provides some adrenaline. I know as a parent watching, that doesn't seem to cease. My heart is in my throat every time my boys wrestle. Doesn't get any easier as they get older.
So you're pretty relaxed tonight.
Tonight's fine. I don't have a horse in the show, so.
Just calling a match and having some popcorn with it. Nice elevation there by Steven. And these are the types of things, Steve, this Anthony's a 24-win senior here. And Steven is showing some flashes of him being able to wrestle with him. Now this is a nice move here at an ankle. This is just a nice scramble there by Anthony. These are things that those are almost, it's hard to come out of that unless you've actually been in that position in the wrestling room or on the mat. And that's where you can see these wrestlers they're in more and more unique and odd positions, and they're comfortable in them. Anthony building up to a 6-2 lead here. And this is where, Steven's going to want to have to watch himself. I think Anthony definitely is starting to look to build on this into a major decision. And once you get to 8 points, it would be 14 points. And as Joy and I mentioned, this is, every team point matters in a match of this magnitude. Steven gets a little sprawled out there. Kind of a long shot. He's going to have to be careful. Anthony's got pretty strong hips there. He's heavy on him. Kind of, able to defend Steven off there. So kind of surprised Anthony's not trying to score off of this. Actually, Steven's in a pretty vulnerable position. 2 knees down, 2 hands down. Now he's working that front cradle. You got to be careful with that front headlock. Looks like they really do a nice job, Dallastown does, of working that front headlock, which could very easily lead into a near cradle. And a near cradle is hard to get out of.
So Anthony just cut Steven, giving him an additional point. We're now at 10-4. Steven's objective is going to be to keep it as close as possible here.
Nice reshot there by Anthony. Steven, he's not going to be able to take a half shot like that. He's going to be get attacked on. We're now up to a 12-4. So Stephen's going to want to keep himself off his back, rock it up here. And at some point work into, there we go, he's cutting him again. Now this is where Stephen, with a 7-point lead. Anthony at this point starting to work, not only work a takedown, but he's trying to work a 5-point move off of the takedown. He likes that front headlock there, near cradle series. Stephen trying to get that ankle, unable to do so. Stephen knows his objective now from the bottom position of just trying to kind of stay tight to himself, try to keep those wrists from getting too pulled up, into, it looks like Anthony's trying a couple different things to try to cross face. Once again, kind of trying that near cradle, that bow and arrow. Stephen, nice job looking away off of that.
Stephen's doing his best to work his way off the bottom with both trying to sit out and also post out, but kept himself off of his back. Dallastown sees their first points on the board. We're now 15-4. So 138 for Dallastown tonight. We have Owen Bricker. He's a senior with an 18-12 record. Facing Springford's Matt Offner, who's a junior with a 15-11 record.
Another, from a record standpoint, another even match here. He has him in that front headlock. Once again, working that near cradle, something we call at Springford called a line mountain. Offner able to get out of that, but that's something I know you could see the rest of the Springford wrestlers, being made aware of right now. You take a bad shot, you're going to get your head pummeled. They're going to try to elevate you, trap that try, and then if you don't get out of that, they're going to try to work you right into that near cradle. Offner fortunate just to give up 2 there. Owen kind of anchoring that back leg right there. Offner's going to have to actually try to work himself back into that. Mule kicking out of that's really not going to work. You don't want to put pressure away. You actually want to come back into an anchor / ball and chain, whatever you decide you want to call it. Owen doing a nice job starting to work those legs in there right now. Once you get that in there, it's tough to get out. If anything, Offner should be looking at that large area blue there to his right. Try to restart.
And Offner was just given his first stall call. I agree, Chad. He needs to see where he's at and crawl forward, reset the clock.
Second period here with a 2-0 score. Owen and Dallastown chose neutral position, which it sometimes should give Offner a little bit of a green light there. If Offner can get a takedown, it looks like there might be a position of choice there. You can see, I think that move I thought actually brought Offner a little bit of light. Starting in the neutral position there. Now it evens out 2-2. Offner working a return to the mat. He's got to be careful there. He's got a locked hands, and he pulled him into him. Match like this, a fundamental mistake like that could be the difference. He's got to be really careful. That near ankle. You could tell that was setting it up. Had neon lights popping there where that was going to go. Offner did a nice job staying out of that. Back to neutral position. Offner with the choice starting for third period. Could really kind of work a takedown here to even this match out. Nice movement there by Owen again, up and down motion. Putting Offner once again in a tough spot. Offner kind of hanging on there, might want to reach and grab an ankle. You know, there we go. Now he grabs that ankle, much better opportunity in that point to possibly get a stalemate. Now he can't cross his legs. There he did. I kind of waiting on that. I'm not sure if Offner realized quite what he knows the rule, but I didn't quite realize if he knew his feet were that close together. But when you're in that position, Joy, if you cross your legs as a scissors, you can't scissors you can't scissors the head. In that case, there he did not have an arm with it, so a technical violation. And Owen now leads 5-2.
So coach is telling Offner to take bottom. We're hoping for a quick escape here, followed up by a takedown. And he got that escape. Time to get to work.
Nice Granby roll there by Offner. Almost had did have the reversal momentarily. Owen able to get out of it. So you've got a 6-4 match. Offner in a deep shot, not in a great position. Nice stalemate there. Got a blood time here. 15-4 score. All these close matches, Joy, that some of them are going to even themselves out, but if Springport can keep this momentum in this tight match, this is another really good opportunity here for Springford. To kind of work. Dallastown coming from York, Pennsylvania. Myself growing back up in Lancaster County, back in the 90s, it was we would travel over there to Dallastown and to York schools of Dallastown, Southwestern, Northern York. Some really good competition in that area. Which led right into that mid-pen and then all District 3. So Springford knew whatever they were getting a Dallastown team. Also a team, Joy, that they wrestled in the state quarterfinals 2 years ago. Not a great outcome for Springford.
I do recall, not the details, but I remember the team name and that we were not successful.
I know your son made it 34-28. With the pin, the second to last match, but then the last match they got decisions and lost 37-28.
I'm impressed, Chad. That's not something I remember.
Here we've got a 6-4. Owen staying on the aggressor here. Nice movement. Another really just far out shot to Owen's back leg, and this is really something that Springford's going to have to be careful on. Dallastown has been feasting off of this front headlock tonight, and I'll tell you what, they're just going to continue to pound that heavy head down there if Springford takes wide shots like that. This puts Offner in a tough spot here, 4 points down. He's got a nice anchor back there that really is going to make it tough for Offner to do that Granby roll again. Kind of tying him up. Kind of a mirror image of what we saw at the end of the first period. where Alfner was really struggled to do anything. Nice little invite of we got a stalemate there, or do we got
I think we
nosebleed
got blood
again?
time again.
A little blood time, okay. So yeah, I believe that was the only time that Springford did wrestle Dallastown. Two really good teams going at it a couple years ago. Some of those powerhouse Springford teams that would get into the state matches, and anytime you get into the dual meet states at Hershey, you're going to be in battles, especially in Pennsylvania. Stall call there for Owen. Looks like Dallastown's going to get the win here.
Every point counts. He kept it to a minor decision, so we'll see if Lepore can work his magic here. Coach is at the table checking to see who Dallastown put out on the mat.
Now wrestling 145 for Dallastown, Evan Baldwin for Springford Ryan Lepore.
Dallastown sends out Evan Baldwin, a freshman with a 13-16 record, facing Springford's Ryan Lepore, a senior with a 25-8 record. Lepore has 12 pins this season, 2 tech falls, and has not given up any bonus points. It's really come a long way.
Not sure how that wasn't 2 there. Lepore kind of thought the same thing. Not quite sure where we got here. But yeah, this is a match that Springford has to have. I mean, there's going to be definitely better days ahead here, for the freshman Evan. No offense, but I hope tonight's not one of them. Yeah, Springford could really handle a major win here. You can see Lepore's aggressiveness right now. The third of 3 Lepores, right?
Yeah, Matt Lepore, the oldest. He was our heavyweight for a number of years, followed up by Jason, who was in the 160, 172 range, and Ryan, the youngest son. They do have a younger daughter, but we've seen a big improvement out of Ryan this year. I know he put a lot of time on the mat this summer, both up in the Boyertown Wrestling Room and then also down at a club called Black Sheep.
Yeah, really kind of turned into himself, something I was talking to him about and joking with him the other day. I said, I apologize, I called you pudgy in 8th grade, but you kind of were.
He's certainly not anymore.
No, not anymore. I wouldn't have said it if he still was. Yeah, but just impressive to just, and I know you're the same way, Joy. It's just impressive, and you're just, you're proud of these kids and young athletes that find a passion, find something they love, and they go for it in a healthy, positive way.
Well, this one's got a special place in my heart. Not only is he friends with my son Zach, but we're family friends with the Lepores, and love them all. Great kids, great family. I want to see this one succeed. He's got a lot of potential. He's hoping to continue wrestling next year. Looking at some local schools, Alvernia, Messiah, Ursinus.
and did a really nice job there after his takedown and working that hazard and able to get some points off of that. Nice pop there. You can see Evan trying to get those legs in there, which would not be good for Ryan. Evan does have some leverage height-wise, and when you're able to get legs in on top, it kind of, I would say it at least is going to take some time off the clock here and not allow Ryan to build off of his 4-0 lead. Right now, Ryan's going to work himself back. He's got to be careful when he gets his base. Nice job there by popping the hips. And that popping that hips created enough space for Ryan to kind of get a short sit. Knee scoot off of that. Reset here. Ryan's not going to want to mess around on the bottom position at this point. Nice job there getting himself out and getting 1 point. Not quite sure what that leg kick is there. If I'm timing that leg kick, as soon as that leg kick comes up, I'd be attacking that left leg every time because you can be heavy on that. Nice job there. As soon as he set that, nice job. You can see Ryan there actually did the opposite of, and as soon as he brought that leg down, there was that nice second of liability, and Ryan took advantage of it.
So we're on an injury timeout here. Yeah, Ryan's definitely been hit in the gym. I know that the kids accredit him for being super strong.
And really kind of became a quiet leader. Had a great senior class in front of him, was able to have some really good examples. But, this team early on, Joy was really looking for some leaders. They lost so much last year and hit a couple bumps in the road there with really, some buzzsaw tournaments between the Cumberland Valley and Liberty. But between the seniors, and juniors that have been around and done that, and the coaching staff, they've really turned this into another great spring forward year. Something we've really learned to almost not take for granted, but this is something as not that long ago, really hadn't even been done by Springford at this level from a team standpoint. Nice job there by Ryan getting a 7-0 lead. Staying really aggressive on his feet. Definitely is working towards that major decision. And I have a feeling you're going to see him start trying some more pinning combinations in that third period. A little claw action there. Nice job again with that hazard.
He's hungry, Chad. He's been to states every year. He's been in high school, so he wants to make sure that team finishes strong his senior year.
Yeah. There's something special about that arena. Wrestlers never forget it.
Definitely missed that last year. Feel like we were deprived of, at its senior year, getting a chance to go to those big tournaments, especially states for team states and individual states. Fans were not able to attend.
Although the positive of, being able to wrestle, which at one point was even a little bit of a question, kind of outweighed the negative, but it's something you'll never quite get back as experience.
Nice reversal there by Lepore. Yeah, I remember sitting in Dr. Collier's office talking about sports last year and questioning how much he thought was going to be allowed throughout the year, and he told me wrestling was probably pretty unlikely. So definitely feel lucky or blessed that they got to have a season.
You can see Ryan here with a nice pancake. Not quite high enough, a little too high on that. Nice aggressive shot by him.
We've got a tech fall here by Ryan.
But really, really aggressive job there, and great job there by Lepore, just non-stop attacking on Evan to build to that tech fall win. Wow. Yeah, he doesn't stop, does he?
He doesn't. He's got a lot of energy. Full tank of gas.
Here we've got Drew Dotterer for Springford, coming in with a record of 5-11.
And Caden Dobbins with a record of 27-2. He's a senior, 3-time regional qualifier. Took both 4th and 2nd at regionals. He's also a 2-time state qualifier.
Yes, definitely one of the most accomplished wrestlers here. They have numerous ones here at Dallastown, but he's definitely one of the, one of the elite ones. Dotterer, a pretty, young kid. I don't want to say he's getting thrown out to the wolves here, but they moved Anthony up to to 160. So Dotterer's number one job is to give as few bonus points as possible. Better days are definitely going to be ahead there for Dotterer. Young grinder. He loves wrestling. Getting kind of tied up there. Has that cradle working. Dotterer doing a nice job of just kind of staying big. Probably shouldn't have said that.
Staying big or sprawling flat.
You want to keep that knee away from your head. Now he's got that locked up.
And
Able
locked
to
a
break
leg.
the grip. Nothing there. Didn't have those, never started a count. Didn't have anything exposed there.
Fans are looking for a stall call there.
I think they were looking even. They don't like the stall, and then they also were looking for some back points there, but not enough to ever get the ref to start a 1 count. So period 2, so far so good there. Dotterer doing his job. Pulls that over top.
Yeah, so when you're on the bottom and you're trying to fight your way out of a pin, often the fans are calling for a stall call, but he's fighting for not to give up any backs here. What would be your advice?
My advice at Dotterer?
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep fighting.
Technically you want to be getting out of the bottom. If you're just trying not to get pinned, the refs will call you for that. But what you're seeing here is even though he's able to get those back points, he's not able to tie it up enough. Dotterer staying, as big as he possibly can on the bottom, and not getting into that tight cross-face cradle, because I have a feeling once he gets that tight, Dotterer won't be coming out of it. So doing a nice job, really kind of doing what he's supposed to. You could tell Dobbins is starting to get a little frustrated with it. Trying the hazard at this point. Hazard not quite a pinning combination move, more of kind of a back point. He's got his 3 back points there. Looks like he'll let that go, kind of showing the ref his hands are now free so he can get those back points. Looks like as of right now, Dobbins kind of was going more for the tech fall instead of the pin, making sure he at least has enough points entering the 3rd period to work that. Really doing a nice job there of pulling him over. Now this is going to be tough. Kind of with a little bit of that claw action.
Ref's checking in at the table.
Huh?
Ref was checking in at the table. I think
the ref might have thought there was a tech fall time at that point. Full communication lag.
You could hear some of the Dallastown parents getting angry.
Dallastown choosing top, knowing the next time he puts Dodder on his back, it's either going to be a tech or a pin. This is where Dodder wants to continue to just fight. Remember, any point matters in this match. He wants to keep himself big. Dodder is strong, which
Really
does help in these situations.
strong legs. And he's long. Looks like he's tall.
Now that's a pretty tight move right there. Nice. Dodder's once again able to break it if he can get himself belly down. You can even see Springford clapping there. Sometimes a 1 point, saving 1 point is a victory.
Yeah, last two big matches at regionals or districts, I'm sorry, last weekend. Springford won by 1 point, so could be a difference maker here in the end. So we have Ashton Deller here at 172. And we have Anthony Attilio. I'm sorry, we're at 160 here. Ashton Deller, senior, 24-8 for Dallastown. And Anthony Attilio for Springford, a junior, 20-9.
Nice beginning there of a fireman's there for Anthony. And this is really a pivotal match. You know, you're going to get the next couple guys for Dallastown. They really have some good upper weights coming up here. And this match here, I know, you know, Anthony was able to stay away from Dobbins, but you know, in a Dallastown's lineup, you can't stay away from every good wrestler. So you know, it's going to be a really interesting match here tonight. Anthony giving up a little bit of weight. But he's really come on this year. You've seen him wrestle for a long time, Joy. How have you seen Anthony mature over the years?
Well, he also comes from a long lineage of wrestlers. His dad was a wrestler and wrestled here. Dad's actively involved in the youth program even to this day. One of my son's favorite coaches. He's matured a lot. Anthony's come a long way.
Yeah, he really has. He's gotten mature and gained some confidence, you know, in himself over the past year or so. Really doing a nice job with moves. Got taken down right there with a nice shot there by Ashton. And as I said, sometimes is that first takedown in big matches like this can really dictate. So in Anthony's case here, he's got 16 seconds left. Really wants to try to get one here. To cut into this deficit. When you can score at the end of a period, it really can change the momentum. All of a sudden, you know, when you give up that point, you're remembering that going to second period. Meanwhile, you're seeing some positivity and gaining some momentum if you're the one that actually does score. But scoring at the end of periods is really can really be a match changer.
Yeah, a lot of times I feel like in the first period, wrestlers are trying to feel each other out, get a sense for how strong their opponent is or how quick, how technical.
That's where at times too, like if you know, one wrestler might be trying to feel, but the other guy, if he comes out and gets those points, he starts to kind of control that match a little bit more. And when you can start to get in, you start to kind of wrestle your match and not allow that opponent by feeling them out to kind of dictate the pace. Nice job there of a Granby roll, building a 4-0 lead. Anthony's got to be careful here. He's got to get himself big. Ashton with a really tight shot there. You could tell there's a little bit of, you know, I know Anthony will be the first to tell you, you know, but 8 pounds is 8 pounds at this time of the year. And you can tell there's just a little bit more meet going on there with Ashton, and his his physicality has definitely been paying off up to this point.
Yeah, you mentioned that 8-pound weight difference. Anthony's been wrestling at 152 for a majority of this season, and that's where he weighed in tonight versus his opponent, who saw 160 on the scale.
And right now, with the 7-0 deficit, Anthony's gonna, first thing he wants to do is he wants to be able to score some points here. He wants to get some points on the board as he's kind of working himself in the third period. He just gets a stalling call. I thought that was a little early there. But you know what, and you've seen this, Joy, over the years. The higher end that competition gets, whether it be the dual meet or whether it be regionals and states, those refs are going to call stalling a lot quicker.
And pins a lot quicker. Technical violation, stall.
Wonder if they got Anthony for, almost looks like they got Anthony for trying to flee the mat there. And Joy, if there's one, that you're getting to watch some college wrestling now with your son at Messiah, if there's one thing I'd change in high school wrestling, it would be let them wrestle until they're 100% off the mat. Use that circle as that cylinder, so to speak. And I think it could really open up. They just blow so many whistles at times, and it just keeps wrestlers from having to always wrestle on that edge of that mat.
And every ref's a little different. Some will wait until one wrestler's entirely out of bounds. Some will stop it when their first arm or leg is out of bounds. Others will follow something a little bit closer to college out of bounds, where just one body part is still in the circle. But I agree. Let them wrestle the entire mat.
Nice deep shot in there. Anthony trying to kind of hold on there, trying to get a stalemate. Doesn't seem like he's going to quite get that, but he can play that out of bounds. There we go, back in the neutral position. Really senior-dominated team here for Dallastown. Another senior. You can just see these seniors, Joy, just kind of working themselves up and down that lineup. Just kind of like Springford was last year. You saw them pay dividends with a senior-dominated lineup. An 8-0 lead. Anthony's going to want to try to score some points here. Seems to still be wrestling a little bit on the defense, but at this point he's got to try something. He kind of had him at Ashton in a vulnerable position there. Both hands on the mat, both knees on the mat. Good opportunity there to try a front headlock or try to score.
Spin around the back
points.
and grab 2. Yeah.
Each guy's kind of trading Kuvo dumps here to no avail. Anthony kind of has to be careful again. I feel the ref got a little bit of that Wildcat contingency in front of me. I think he was a little swayed to call that stalling call. Nonetheless, Anthony's going to have to score a takedown here to keep this from being a major decision, and he still seems to be backing up. He's got to take a shot. That's a nice shrug. Now he's got a reshot off of that, a little late. Notice he re-shrugged. Dobbins was able to Ashton was able to reset. If he reshoots on that right away, he might have a good chance he might have 2 points right there. See if he can really pull it. See if he can get to 2. Split it. Close there.
Circle around.
Yeah, had that arm a little too underneath there at the end, and Ashton was able to hang on instead of kind of getting a short elbow there to try to help keep him.
So for Dallastown, we have sophomore Isaiah Feeney, 25-9 record. Ryan Horvath, senior, 14-9 record.
So we got a sophomore here. Finally had a lot of seniors, so it's kind of switched roles. Horvath, a fierce competitor, still kind of working himself, working himself into kind of that wrestling mindset of knowing, what to do. As a wrestler, has wrestled a couple years, and you can tell. I think he's really starting to come on as the year goes. Nice shot there by him. But momentum's definitely carried for Ryan. He's really one of the reasons as the season's gone. As I said, he's developing himself into a wrestler. He's one of the reasons Springford really started turning it up within the league and in the districts, taking a leadership role at the upper weights.
Yeah, he's been a major contributor this season. He's been accredited as being the strongest wrestler in the room.
Yeah, pound for pound, just awesome. Was one of the captains of the football team this year, was the Mike Backer. As I always like to say, he's 171 pounds, but he played like he was 220. An old school Mike type of backer downhill, and he just liked to stone you. But yeah, pound for pound, Joy, I am with you. Like, you just pound for pound, probably the strongest athlete at Springford.
He's a hard worker, too. It's nice to see him break into this lineup and have a successful senior season.
See what Ryan can do here from the top position. Looks like, Joy, this match is going to be won from the neutral position. I know Ryan likes to wrestle from that position. We'll see where Dallastown ends up with that with third period, but I have a feeling we're going to need some takedowns here by Ryan to get the win. Single leg shot there by Isaiah, a little bit across body, but Ryan really wasn't able to kind of get that leg and drop those hips on him. Sometimes that lankiness of that wrestler comes into play. Isaiah a little taller than Ryan, and it definitely came into play right there.
I've seen it work both ways as an advantage and disadvantage. Having long arms, long legs, sometimes you open yourself up.
And that's where, when Ryan gets back to his feet here, he's going to want to take advantage of that himself.
Working up to his base, got to get that leg free.
Isaiah doing a nice job here with the legs in there, kind of tying Ryan up. It'll be interesting if Ryan's unable to get out where Coach Seislav chooses to go. You would assume that you're going to go down, but Isaiah's doing a pretty nice job on the top position here.
I'd be tempted to put him in neutral myself.
Yeah, I think with that 2 points, I don't think he's really left a choice now. Coach Seislav does choose neutral for Ryan, and this is where, Joy, as you were saying, Ryan wants to take advantage of his lower center of gravity right here. Isaiah, his legs are a little open. Nice shot there. He's going to cut him. Not really worth riding at this point. Isaiah kind of looking up at the time as an opponent. When he's looking up at the time, that means you're ready. You got to really start rolling. He's kind of in a little bit more of a defensive mode right there. Right now, Isaiah is, and Ryan's got to keep bringing him. Kind of what he saw Lepore do earlier on in this match. Getting him out of position, and then he's tying himself back up again, playing right into Isaiah's hands. He's got to get some motion and continue to work that single leg. Nice hip there by Horvath, but when he did it, he dropped his hip, and he fell to his right hip, and that allowed that exposed him for a second. And a good wrestler like Isaiah is going to do that.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how much of the mat the refs were going to allow them to wrestle. And Ryan was completely out of the circle. His opponent with 2 feet in. The refs called it out of bounds, reset. You can hear the Dallastown fans not happy about that call.
This is where Ryan really has to try to get that 1 point. That is 1 point. That's not 1 point for him. That's 1 team point for Springford.
Yeah.
But the way he's kind of Isaiah sitting on that leg right now, it's going to be really hard for Ryan to get out there in 15 seconds. A tough break for Ryan there. Got caught, and I really thought when he dropped those hips, but instead of flattening those hips down and getting those laces flat, his right hip went down, and Isaiah feasted on that for a 5-point move. Coach Sliceoff adamant about the locked hands, and I really thought I saw that too. Ryan had 4 hands, 2 hands, 2 feet down. I really thought I saw that as well. That's where you could throw that brick out there, but we don't have that here.
It is nice to see at the college level where they review or they actually have a discussion at the table. And I have seen points overturned. So a little change up in our lineup here. I think this is Franny Undercuffler for Springford. And Michael Klinger, a senior with an 18-4 record.
Yeah, Michael, nice wrestler here for Dallastown, 18-4 record. A pretty stout-looking 189-pounder. Undercuffler weighed in today at 172. Well, they're going to bump Luke Houston up here.
Kyle Houston.
Kyle Houston. Not Luke. Luke's still only a freshman. Undercuffler's going to have his work cut out for him. Momentum, Joy's really switched over to Dallastown right now. You know, coach kind of moving, kind of playing that game a little bit, moving Kyle up here to 215.
So Kyle took last year off. It's really nice to see him back in the lineup. He's had a super successful senior season, 19-6, 14 pins. He's wrestling against Ben Uso, a sophomore from Dallastown, 18-11.
Yeah, I agree there, Joy. It's great to see Kyle back at it, and really helping the team. He's really helped the team here in these upper weights. Counting on him, I think all of a sudden Kyle looked in the mirror and realized, hey, I'm getting pretty big here. You know, I got 1 year left, and I'm going to wrestle. And he's been a very much a pleasant surprise this year to come back and help out the team.
Major contributor to this team this year. He also plays lacrosse. I know he grew up playing football.
And really nice job there of setting up that ankle. Bringing him back in the middle. This is a match that has to happen here. I mean, we've got 3 matches left, Joy. They're down by 6. They do not want to get down by 9 with 2 matches left. So really big job, you know, big match here for Kyle. And he can stay calm. He can stay over top. Doesn't have to get too overly aggressive here. Seems kind of up top. You know, plenty of time to work your moves here, to lock things up. Sometimes you get too excited in a big match like this, and you put yourself get yourself out of position very easily. So Kyle's going to want to watch himself on that.
Especially since he's given up some weight here tonight.
That's one spot he wanted to be careful of, was on his knees, and he tried to kind of get around to the side, but his knees did not scoop to the side. Could have been a nice, could have been a nice pancake there, or not very nice pancake there for Dallastown.
A lot of tension here in the gym tonight. I'm finding it pretty hard not to cheer on our Rams.
Right, good first period for Springford. Kyle in the down position, looking to build off his lead.
Oh, looking
Working
for
that
a
old school
switch here.
switch there, right, Joy? You knew that.
I did know that.
You knew that, yeah. One of the first moves you get taught. Most times this day and age you teach a switch to just teach the defense out of it. But really nice job there by Kyle.
Alex Johns graduated 2 years ago. He had a pretty nice switch. It's kind of his signature move.
Yeah, he did. Kyle doing a nice job keeping him broken down here. Kind of falling off a little bit. Kyle trying to work for the pin here. Could really use that. 2 more tough matches for Springford coming up after this. So I think Kyle's going to try to work himself in there.
Would that have been a far side cradle since he was across the opposite arm?
I believe so.
Dallastown seems to have the near side cradle in
Well,
their tool belt.
We the far side would probably be, we would usually, if you need a far side, you're going to get a cross face with it. It's a little bit more of a cross face cradle. But I like that far side. I think you could definitely work the far side as well. I'm not talking about the old comic book. That's about as bad of a joke as Bill Culp had the other night. Hey, Bill, we love you.
Miss you.
Optional start there for Kyle, trying to gain some momentum into the opponent. Ben continuing to stand up here. Kyle's going to want to be careful, as I'm saying that, not to give up a stalling warning.
so close. Just having to cover those hips, right? Would have earned him 2.
Yeah, he's kind of he's allowing him to come off. I know he tried that optional start there, I think, to try to build some momentum into him. We'll see where it goes here. Not a lot of pressure. Ben able to kind of get that outside leg stand up, make it a 4-2 match. He's going to have choice here for the third period as well.
What's your guess? Is he
They're
going to go down?
I think I'm wondering if they're just going to cut him right now. He'll try to ride him. Kyle did have some opportunities there early in the second period with Ben kind of flat. Better job there of stopping his first movement. High with that cross face. He's really got to try to punch that tricep in a little bit more. Get him off that base. Kyle's got to watch. He's getting a little high. He does have it locked. Take your time, Kyle. Take your time. He's getting a little worried with that. You did not bring him back well. There we go. That was a nice readjustment there by Kyle. Woo.
The cheerleading coach in me wants to go nuts right now. He's got almost a minute. Let's see if he can try that one again.
That's not a smart move there. Able to get out of it again. He's going to get another stalling call hanging on that ankle there. Kyle's got to be a little careful here. Doesn't want to overdo it. You definitely need the win. That cradle joy. I mean, I know when you're still in somewhat control and you're on your back, the ref's going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but that was close. Now a 3-point match. Kyle's going to want to work a little bit, maybe circling to that back leg back there. Ben looks like he's pretty heavy-footed there to the right. You want to work to that back leg right now, and you don't want to get another stalling call to make it a tie match if he scores a takedown here. So Kyle's going to want to start circling a little bit more to his right.
Looks
Ben
pretty
not
tired.
necessarily pushing the issue. Both wrestlers are pretty tired there, Joy. Nice win there for Kyle.
So we've got Hunter Bisking for Dallastown, 27-5 record. We've got John Caputa in for Springford with an 11-8 record.
Big match here for John. Kind of went out there swinging a little bit, gave up that takedown. He's got to be really careful in the bottom position here. Bisking, an experienced heavyweight, is going to be looking for the fall and for the seal of this match here. So John wants to do a nice job of just staying big. Gave up that wrist there. Bisking didn't quite finish that, fortunately there for John. But John's going to have to be careful there. Really got a nice punch in there of that arm bar. Not a lot of pressure. I think it's something that John's going to have to take advantage of. Bisking a little sloppy here with some of his some there. You know, upper weights, once you get that momentum moving, you're able to do something with it.
So I was introduced to John a sophomore year. He was in my 10th grade English class, and was super excited to find out he was a wrestler. And he showed up big at the PAC tournament.
Just a fun kid, bright, big smile. Had a serious ankle injury last year, and we're just so glad he's able to come back off of that, get a second surgery near the end of football, and really feel he's kind of back on track. Tough spot right here. Bisking doing a nice job of some moves here. Nice cradle. I think John's going to have to work. John's going to have to work a big move here coming up soon.
Yeah, you're talking about that ankle injury he sustained last year. I'm pretty sure they were playing dodgeball. Not football, not wrestling, dodgeball. And he missed a good portion of the wrestling season. I think, did he also finish football season early to have surgery on that ankle?
He did, yeah. He was able, actually kind of re-injured at the beginning of football and tried to play through it, but it really did hinder him. It would have helped spring forward last year too, at the upper weights near the end of the year, especially at that quarterfinal match against Central Dauphin and some other matches, semifinals, excuse me. John, no need to rush here. I mean, he's got to hit it once. He's got to hit one big move. He's got to work some pummeling to work inside here. Bisking knows that, doing a nice job of kind of staying back.
I remember the first time I watched John wrestle, it was at Boyertown, and I was amazed by how quick he could move for a big guy.
Yeah. Bisking kind of, got a nice shrug there, staying on top, doing a nice job here of applying pressure there to John, not allowing John to kind of work back into him. John's kind of got that weight forward a little bit too much right now, kind of popping up. That John's gonna keep working himself back. Gotta be careful reaching back there.
He was looking for that switch too.
Working back up there. Nice job there, John.
Takedown. Be nice here. And he can shoot.
Neutral position, down 9-1. John wants to continue to pummel in. Bisking doing a nice job of kind of blocking that away, not allowing him to work for inside control. Kind of push-pulling each other right now. John's got to be careful jumping in on that. You're going to get that shrug again. Bisking likes that. John wants to move a little bit more side to side. He's got to start trying to work a big move here. Down to 50 seconds. Currently a major decision here for Bisking and a win for Dallastown. Capoot's gonna want to do one more big move here. Bisking doing a nice job of kind of staying back and playing defense, because you know what, he that's all he has to do.
Takedown would keep Springford in the match here.
20 seconds left. Kind of going after him right there a little bit too much. John's going to have to use that aggressiveness, but kind of work some underhooks and everything else with it.
John's a nice kid. I know that definitely was not intentional.
Yeah, no,
You
it
can
wasn't.
tell he's pretty apologetic there to the ref as well.
We got a 10-1 major for Dallastown.
So we've got freshmen against freshmen here. Aiden Carley, 12-10 record. Gus Smith, rookie season, fabulous start, 22-7. Brothers with Quinn Smith.
Yeah, just a great wrestling family, right, Joy? Just fundamentally sound, hard workers. Gus having a really nice freshman season here, stabilizing the beginning of the lineup for Coach Seislav, Coach Landis, and the staff.
Yeah, coached by their dad, Dan. These boys wrestle year-round. Very technical wrestlers. This one's got a lot of maturity and poise for his age. Looking forward to individual postseason, seeing how Gus does there. I would imagine he's going to make a pretty big run.
Yes, I mean, obviously getting a win tonight and being able to get some momentum in the postseason is going to be really good. I do believe that they're not going to win tonight, but they will be hosting Chichester Friday night for senior night. I'll have to double check on that, but I believe when the match got postponed for ice, that's when they rescheduled it for.
And will you be back Friday night to call the match?
I will be at Wilson Junior High.
Okay, watching your own son wrestle.
Yes, my son's a freshman, so the junior high team's having a really good season. This is their last week. They finish up with Boyertown East on Wednesday, dual meet-wise, and then have the two-day Wilson tournament there at the end. And then how's the Springford youth wrestling going this year?
They've done really well. We've been fortunate. All of our duels have been at home, which has certainly been easy for us. They've switched to an afternoon format, where when Zach wrestled in the youth program, it was always 8 a.m. starts. Now we see 1 p.m. starts. They're wrestling against Chichester, and that'll be at O&J on Saturday at 8 a.m. And then they have ICWLs, and Springford's going to be hosting a tournament here the end of March called the Ram Rumble. And it is their goal to make that an annual event.
Okay, so that's going to be a youth tournament?
It is. I do think that it will be extended through middle school,
Okay.
possibly even high school.
Oh, very nice. I know that was something they were looking to do a few years ago, and when you had that thing, whatever, something came about the past 2 years. But I'm glad to see that that's able to come by and come to fruition at this point.
Yeah, so Ed Kuiper is running the youth program now, and he took his son to a match at PV and liked the format of the tournament and did a little research to see if we could run something similar to that here. The Springford community certainly helped run that tournament. I worked a table for a couple hours, and so they will be partnering with us, I believe, to help make that event run smoothly at the end of March.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, just a great community here for wrestling all the way up through. You can see the success between the youth, junior high, and high school. And the wrestler we're looking at right here, Gus, is a perfect example of that. Came through Springford's youth, very successful. I don't know, do you ever hear Gus? Gus doesn't really say a whole lot. He's just almost like the quiet assassin, I like to call him.
Yeah, he's pretty quiet, pretty meek and mild-mannered.
Yes, he just lets his actions do the talking. But yeah, he's just he's the perfect example here of what Springford has become. Just great kids, on and off the mat, in the classroom, and then just coming up from the youth, the junior high, and now at the high school program. It starts up top here with Coach Sisa, but it also starts down below where you gotta plant that seed of wrestling. Wrestling is not an easy sport to promote this day and age with so many different options and everything else. So it's good to see the Springford community embraces the sport of wrestling.
And it's a tough one too, because win or lose, it's all on you. Can't blame your offense, defense, coach, ref. Love it.
The ultimate sport of accountability.
Yeah.
This day and age, it's something everyone likes to skirt around with and blame everyone else. Well, when you're inside that circle, best of luck.
Remember Kirkus telling his boys, don't leave it up to the ref. Don't have the score be that close that you're leaving those decisions up to the ref. That's kind of stuck with me and also my boys.
Yeah, definitely. Words of wisdom from Coach Kirkus.
I haven't heard his voice tonight here in the gym. I can so clearly hear him say elbow pass.
Yeah.
In my mind's eye.
I think my son hears it in his sleep with him.
What a great guy. He was at this tournament in January at PV, and he was coaching one of the Boyertown kids against my son, Ben. And he came up to me and apologized to me afterwards. I think he felt awkward knowing that Ben will be in his program next year.
Yeah, it is a tough spot for him.
And,
if you know any homes available for sale, let me know.
that would be
I'll
an
pass it
amazing
along.
addition. Do you know if he's looking? I got the Corraliuses a house. They moved from Boyertown to Springford into my neighborhood, my cul-de-sac, actually.
Back to the action here. Gus doing a really nice job. Sometimes when you're down like that, you just you let the momentum get away from you. You realize this match really matter, but this just shows the business type approach that Gus takes. And for a freshman, that's, as you said, he is mature beyond his years. Really kind of taking it to this fellow freshman. 11-1 win.
Oh, this match matters to him, to his own record. Moving forward into personal postseason.
And the thing with wrestling is it is so much of an individual sport here as they take a blood time, but there is also a strong team element, and Coach Sisov's really done a great job of balancing those two. So many times you'll have one or two good wrestlers, and the rest of the team's kind of left go, but and this probably as a team as far as just even balance, this Springford team is definitely exceeding expectations in regards to what we expected maybe coming into the season of career wins and everything else, just not quite being what we were used to the last couple of years. But that doesn't mean that the guys that were kind of behind or coming up weren't good wrestlers as well. And that's just a testament once again to the programs, the youth, the junior high, and the high school, that they're caring about every wrestler, not just not the top 2 or 3. And that's why they're back in the state duels again this year. And you've seen that, Joy, both too. Your son Zach being very successful an individual, but also being a part of a very, very successful team where it takes up to 20 wrestlers to do their job on any given weekend or duels.
Yeah, I think it's rare where these days they're able to have their full starting lineup participate in any given match. Somebody's sick or injured or called away for family matters. I know that they didn't have their full roster this past weekend, and yet they pushed through.
And that puts the final score. Nice major decision win by Gus, 27-30. Joy, what did we talk about before the match? There's going to be a couple swing matches. There's going to be certain points, a pin here, a major here, or not giving that up, and that really did play true tonight.
Yeah, absolutely did. Every point mattered. Every match mattered. Every kid on the bench who's acted as a wrestling partner made a contribution to this team's success, and I want to wish these kids the best of luck as we now finish up our team season and move on to individuals.
Yes, and the individuals, this is where, once again, the one more match against Chichester, but I know all these kids here, all these wrestlers are they're going to start getting themselves ready for that postseason. Just another exciting part here, and I'll tell you what, that individual, you get yourself to regionals and states in Pennsylvania, you're as good. This is the best wrestling state in the country, and you get yourself to regionals or states, you're a heck of a wrestler. So we wish all these guys the best of luck as they get themselves. Maybe can take a deep breath here for a little bit, Joy. Right? You've seen that as a parent and all the sacrifices you've made. Sometimes the schedule, when it opens up for you, not a bad thing either, right?
I'm still waiting for that to happen, Chad. I've got 4 kids and 3 at home, so.
Yeah, at some point. But anyway, great season there, Springford. We're going to wrap it up right now. I'm Chad Strickler along with Joy Needles. We thank you for having you with us tonight. Once again, the final score, Dallastown Wildcats 30, Springford Rams 27. For RCTV, have a good evening.